Are you tired of going to regions and collecting badges and going into tournaments that you don't win? Are you tired of going on a journey and adventuring with your comrades and going around and meeting exciting new Pokemon and potentially capturing them and going on an amazing adventure? Are you sick and tired of that? Well, I've got news for you. Come to the Alola region so you can go to school and learn. Pokemon! 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 Hello everyone, I'm Dustin Benzel, and welcome to another Pokemon Sun and Moon anime discussion. Today we're going to talk about, of course, the Pokemon Sun and Moon anime, and we have quite a bit to go over. Koro revealed a poster of sorts in regards to the region, and of course I'm going to be brutally honest. I am not a fan of what they're doing with the Pokemon anime. Now, I've gotten over it by now. I think I can maybe go into this somewhat optimistically in regards to this series, but I'm just not entirely sure on that. We'll just have to wait and see. But first off, I'm not really happy with the slight art style change because Ash looks, in some of the art, looks really different. At this particular point, I think I've gotten used to it because I'm looking at Ash's new poster art style image, and I'm kind of neutral to it now. I have no positive or negative feelings about it at this moment. But when I saw this, I was very upset, because, well, Ash is my favorite character. I watch Pokemon primarily because of Ash, and I wasn't happy with what I saw. The only thing I will say is this isn't quite what happened to another anime that I was watching. When I had access to internet, basically, and more of an adult mind that I can actually go and look things up and things would be more easily found on the internet than, say, like in the 90s or the early 2000s or whatever, when internet was basically only just there and YouTube didn't even exist at that particular point. I was going through and trying to catch up on animes that I didn't have access to, and one of those was Digimon. And I went through the whole entire seasons of Digimon until we got to one that really, there's no polite way to say this, but it really pissed me off. I mean, it was so off-putting that I just couldn't stomach it. I tried to get into that particular season, but I couldn't. And what season was that, you ask? Well, I think it's pretty obvious to say which one really was so off-putting that I just stopped watching Digimon altogether, and of course that was Digimon Data Squad. Why was that? Oh, because they decided that it made so much sense to completely change the art style so drastically that it wasn't Digimon anymore. It was like it's like what? Holy crap! That pink thing kind of looks like Morlul. Sorry. Uh, when I watched Digimon Data Savers, I was like, okay, why does it look so different? Why is everyone so big and different anime wise? Like, why does it seem like some completely different studio company that creates their own anime getting into the likes of this? It was like the equivalent of getting used to something that was for a studio, and then suddenly they decided, the American studios that they have that would be happy to make this created it. It was like, it's probably still considered an anime. Maybe it's still in Japan, but it kind of almost seemed like an American production almost due to the drastic style difference. And I couldn't watch anymore. When it ended with the first episode, I just quit because it was like, no, I couldn't. The upside, however, in regards to Pokemon anime is that it didn't look like that. It did not change the art style completely. Because if you look at the poster, everyone looks relatively normal, something that we've seen in Pokemon before. The only problem was, of course, Ash. So it was like they went diagonally backwards. They didn't just completely shoot out of a cannon and land into some unfamiliar territory. If we were going to get like Teen Titans Go version of Pokemon anime, I don't think I'd be able to watch Pokemon like that. If it was the difference of Teen Titans and Teen Titans Go, or the past seasons of Digimon to Digimon Data Savers, I don't think I would ever be able to get into Sun and Moon anime at all. I probably watched just because Ash was there, but I don't think I'd be able to go through it. I mean, the I think the only reason that I wouldn't quite do that is because it is Pokemon, and while Digimon is okay, I guess it's not really something that I focus my attention on. I just prefer Pokemon, and so maybe that's an advantage. But when I saw this, it did look like they went diagonally backwards in terms of the animation. It's like Diamond and Pearl in potentially an alternate universe, or maybe a lesser, like a different style of X or black and white or whatever. So yeah, that's why I had a real problem with this. Also, to know, unlike other people potentially, and other people are actually bringing this up potentially, is when I first saw Ash, I was kind of a little bit excited when I saw his design before I really took in the full effect of how ridiculous he looked. When I first saw Ash, I was like, oh wow, Ash kind of looks older, and I did make a reaction to this, but I don't think I'm going to pull this in. And it's like, okay, that's a thing. He did look older to me. When I first saw it, he looked older, and other people are like, well, he looks like a kid now. He looks goofy and stuff. When I first saw him, he did look a little bit older. He looked, I guess it's because, in my mind, looking at the poster right now, Ash does look pretty tall. He looks like he could be like 13 or 14 with that height, while I'd imagine he'd be a little bit squatter if he was normal, because he is bending his legs, and I feel that would give him like a few more inches of standing up and making him even taller. So there was that aspect of it, and other things are showing Ash in better light. I mean, there's definitely another Pokemon fan came out that showed Ash in a more likable way, but I'm really definitely neutral right now. The also thing that I was really not happy about was the Pokemon school plot. I was not happy at all that Ash was going to school, especially with what they said here. And this annoyed me because they completely said, "The heck with Ash's personality," and I'm like, really? Fine. But basically, what it says here is, well, apparently the translation may have been off, but when I first heard it, and maybe I misremember or whatever, but it said Ash was going to school and to graduate like no one has ever graduated before. And I was like really annoyed because it's like, what? Ash wanting to be a Pokemon master wants to go to school and everything like that. The only justification that I will be happy in regards to that is if Ash has no other choice but to go to school in order to go into the Alolan region. Because we see in Pokemon Fan, it seems like they're going to the Ashes, going to the Alola region as some sort of vacation or something of that nature. And if he wants to stay in the Alola region, he may have to go to school because there are no gyms. And at the very least, I would at least like there to be mention of gyms and tournaments and leagues of that. To be like, oh no, the Alolan region is different. It doesn't have the league. but in order to travel, to go through and experience the Alolan region, you have to go to school. That's the only way that I will be fine with this, if that's the particular case. So in the poster that we got, we saw a lot of things. We saw Kukui, the professor of the Alolan region. We saw Samson Oak, who I speculated in my other Pokemon Sun and Moon video that Samson Oak might be the reason why Ash is going to the Alolan region, which might not be the case now, and I will talk about that later. We see Litten, we see Poplio, we see Rockruff, Lapras, Sharpedo, Rowlet, Rotom Pokedex, Beware, Mimikyu, Charizard, Komala, Alolan Executor, Bounsweet, Alolan Vulpix, Togedemaru, Tauros, Mudbray, Cutiefly, and Pikipek. And I believe that's all of the Pokemon I see on the poster. In terms of human characters, as I've said, we have Kukui, we have, again, Samson Oak, we have Kiowe, Mallow, Lily, Sophocles, Lana, Ash, and Team Rocket. Oh, I forgot about Wobbuffet and Meowth, but they're not really that important in regards to Pokemon characters that were on the poster. I think I did say Tapu Koko, right? So, yeah. Lily looks like she has an Alolan Vulpix, which is interesting, I guess. And that's pretty much it in regards to that. Now, the one thing that I will say that I am happy about Pokemon Sun and Moon is that Ash is actually getting a Z ring. Because if we've seen the XY and XY and Z series, Ash did not get one single Mega Ring concept at all, or even a Keystone. Actually, it's more of a Keystone. The Mega Ring doesn't matter. The Keystone that Mega evolves the Pokemon, Ash did not get one at all. He didn't get a Mega Glove or a Mega Earring for, I don't know why, a Mega Hand Ring or whatever. He didn't get any of that. But now we actually see Ash with a Z-Ring, which is important because Ash's Pikachu will in fact be using Gigavolt Havoc within the actual anime series, which is really nice. So yeah. Apparently, the translations say that there's going to be some sort of event where Ash does get a Z-Ring, so that's important to note. So, of course, we get into Pokemon Fan. That gives this, like, 2-page, technically, thing. Well, just one gigantic page, but I think it's split into 2 different pages, but it's basically part of this same thing. And it says, Ash's new adventure in the Alolan region starts. New settings, new encounters, new adventures. Here is a grand showcase of the highlights of the anime series where everything is new. Everyone in the Alola region are waiting to meet you. Ash, we'll enjoy this as much as we can because there's no gyms or leagues, I guess. Hopefully that's the case. This is new 1. The setting of the Alola region. The Alola region consists of islands with warm weather. It is constantly showered with the bright light of the sun. Everything you can see is really unusual. Ash is super excited about it as well. This is new 2. The Pokemon School and his friends there. Ash enters the school. Here he learns all kinds of things out in nature together with Pokemon. This is new 3. Lots of new Pokemon. No matter where he goes, there are Pokemon he's never seen before all over the place. Can Ash's new companions be found somewhere around here too? Beware. It may look cute, but it has immense power and is really dangerous. Tapu Koko, a special Pokemon known as the Island Guardian Deity. And of course, I neglected to mention it, but Ash will be meeting Tapu Koko, and there is speculation that Tapu Koko gives Ash the Z-Ring. And of course, this is new 4. An explosion of Z-moves. Ash learns to use Z-moves, which lets one combine their powers with those of Pokemon and unleash it. He's able to successfully use them together with Pikachu, which, based on the scenes we've got, it's going to be Gigavolt Havoc. And it says, in particular, in the wake of a certain event, Ash gets a Z-Ring. So it's entirely possible that if Tapu Koko, the Island Guardian, does give particular trainers the Z-Ring, then it makes perfect sense that Ash would be given AZ ring in regards to potentially protecting Tapu Koko from potentially Team Rocket, or protecting Tapu Koko from the Team Skull, which is in the anime trailer, which of course I will talk about. Now, one thing I will note right now, it does seem like Ash's starter right now. I don't know if that's his only starter, but it looks like he's going to get a Rowlet. I'm not entirely happy with that, because in this instance, unless Ash gets more than, if he gets the same amount of Pokemon he got in the Unova region, maybe I'll be fine. But if Ash is only going to have a small team like he did in the Kalos region, or even the Hoenn region, then I don't want Ash with Pikipek, even though Pikipek is a really cute and one of my favorite of all time basic bird Pokemon. So, of course, we have a trailer that we can, of course, go over. And a lot of people are worried. I don't care that much, but it is very obvious when you watch the anime trailer for the next for the Pokemon Sun and Moon anime. You will notice a decreased budget, I guess you could say, in regards to the anime, that I'm not too happy about. But otherwise, I don't really care all that much. Like I said, while I do not like Ash's new design all that much, I do have to say that everyone else at least looks normal. And I don't know why they changed Ash's design all that much. I don't understand that, but it's whatever. Maybe they did it to show off the trainer customization, and that's why. So, going through the trailer, we see Ash running away from a Beware and semi-horrible shots that someone clearly did not draw very well. Of course, we see Team Skull, which is very interesting. Team Skull is going to be in the beginning, which is really nice. I don't know what this means for... Yeah, the anime, based on what I'm seeing, it's pretty normal. It's like if you had a particular budget in regards to Pokemon, this kind of seems like the animation that you would get for Pokemon. It's very basic and almost looks to the point that maybe a fan over multiple months might be able to create some of these shots themselves. It looks very hand drawn, more so than anything. And then, of course, we see Kiyue with a Charizard and potentially a Turtonator. We see Ash telling Pikachu to use Quick Attack, I believe. And it potentially is probably going after Team Skull. And then we see Ash going to school with Kukui with Sophocles, Kiyue, Mallow, and Lana, and Lily. Lily seems excited. Now, a lot of people are shipping Ash with Lily for whatever reason. There was one shot, and I don't know if it was real or not. It could have been fake or whatever. But there was one shot that made Lily look like a little girl, like seriously, technically older than Bonnie, but could easily pass as the same age as Bonnie. And people are like, yeah, let's hook Ash up with that. Personally, I'm more of a Mallow fan. And if Lily does somehow magically end up being UB1, I don't think Ash being shipped with a Ultra Beast would really make any sense, but whatever. Mallow, of course, has Bounsweet, and I've talked about that in my Pokemon Sun and Anime. Should Ash catch this Pokemon video, the second part anyway, then we see Ash using, or attempting to use Gigavolt Havoc with Pikachu. And we see that symbol. We don't actually see Pikachu using Gigavolt Havoc, but it does seem like it's very close to Pikachu using Gigavolt Havoc. Now, I've talked about in the forums, and I just don't care anymore, but I honestly think it makes no sense for Pikachu to have Gigavolt Havoc and later on learn Catastropika, simply because, one, even though people don't really care in the forums, Snorlax requires Giga Impact in order to be able to use Pulverizing Pancake. Based on Catastropika, I'm going to say that Pikachu needs a physical electric type move. And unless Pikachu learns a brand new physical electrical type move that they're introducing this generation, and it replaces Electro Ball, I'm having a huge problem with it actually existing. And of course, we see Ash and Pikachu running on a beach, stepping on Litten's tail. I don't know if this means Ash might be getting a Litten, but it, from what I see, one thing we can say for certain is I don't think Ash is getting a Poplio. We saw a screenshot of a poster in Korokoro where we actually did see Lana with a Poplio. And that makes perfect sense considering Lana is the water type island trial captain. So I don't think Ash is getting a Poplio. We don't know who's going to get Litten. It could be QA since he is the fire type specialist, but if he has Charizard and Alolan Marowak and even Turtonator, I don't think loading him up with Litten would make any sense. So I'm kind of hoping that Ash gets Litten as well. If not Litten, if QA has Turtonator, then let's give Ash a Salandit. I don't know if there's any other Pokemon out there that are going to be fire type that I would want Ash with, but if Ash isn't getting Litten for whatever reason, then give him Salandit, please. If not, please give him Litten for no particular reason other than because I said so. Because I said so. So, in the screenshot, we see Tapu Koko, like I said, looks like it's giving a Z-Ring. We also see Ash and next to QA maybe having a battle with Sophocles, and then we see Lana holding a Poplio, like I said, in the Koro poster image. Then we also see Mallow with a Bounce Suite on her. Sophocles has Togedemaru. And of course, back to the trailer, Ash stepping on Litten, and then we see Poplio swimming and jumping out into the water. And then, of course, Ash riding a Sharpedo. And Sharpedo, I believe, was happy about it or something of that nature, I believe. Yeah, Sharpedo was happy to be ridden because I think we got an image of it somewhere where Sharpedo was, in fact, happy about it. So that's pretty much all I can think of right now in regards to the Pokemon Sun and Moon anime. I will go ahead and watch this anime and review it just like X, Y, and Z. Just to let you know, right now I was kind of going to keep it a secret until I can get it all straightened out. But I am going to have a poll sometime later in preparation for Sun and Moon anime, as well as when Sun and Moon come out. I will either Well, I won't give you the details right now, but I will be updating my opening intro at some particular point. What that means, I will tell you at a later time. Right now, I'm still trying to get it all together. Right now, it's kind of half done, kind of, sort of. I guess you want to look at it like that. It is kind of half done. But when I get to the point, I will have like some sort of poll, and then that will determine what's going on in regards to that. So I haven't forgotten. I haven't forgot that my opening is getting very outdated, and it will be updated at some particular point. What that means, of course, we'll have to wait until later. Right now, I don't know what to think of Pokemon Sun and Moon anime right now. At this particular point, I would say I don't expect Ash to have any real companions outside of potentially all the characters we've already seen so far. Kiowe, Mallow, Lily, Sophocles, and Lana. I don't know what's going on there. What I don't understand is how Mallow, Lana, Sophocles, and Kiowe could be considered island trial captains, but for whatever reason, they're going to be Ash's classmates. That's something that I'm not entirely sure that it makes sense. I don't know why they translated it or translate it into the anime like that. I don't know if they are island trial captains, but they're also learning as well because I don't know why. Kiowe definitely looks like he's the oldest, potentially with Mallow as the second oldest. Lana, Sophocles, and Lily, it's really hard to tell who's the next one out of that, but that's all I have to say in regards to that. I don't think there's anything else to say right now. I don't know what Ash is going to get in regards to Pokemon. I've talked about what I'd like Ash to get, but it does seem like Team Rocket are potentially going to get Mimikyu and Beware. And honestly, I'm perfectly fine with that. There is no problem with me with Team Rocket getting Beware or Mimikyu, because I did have a problem with James getting Inkay in X and Y, because Inkay and Malamar were one of my favorite generational Pokemon at that time, not at least in like the top 8 or top 10. Inkay and Malamar were definitely there because I liked Malamar's design and Inkay was cute. And I was very annoyed that James got Inkay. And as a result of James getting Inkay, my opinion of the line kind of lessened. And I still don't know how I feel about them, but I'm perfectly fine with them having Beware and Mimikyu, so long as that's the only thing they get. I won't mind if they get like Morlul or even Togedemaru, even though Sophocles has it or whatever, but I really don't want them with any other Pokemon. At the most, maybe if James needs a second Pokemon and Jesse has Beware and Wobbuffet, maybe James has Mimikyu, maybe James can get a Pyukamuku, like I suggested in my Should Ash catch this Pokemon when I thought it would be interesting for Team Rocket to get that. Maybe that would make sense. Maybe that would be fine. But if that's all the Pokemon they're going to get, I'm perfectly happy with that. I will give them applause right now and be perfectly happy with them being that. What I don't want them to get is potential Pokemon that I don't want them with, which I don't know if there would be anything outside of the one, Jangmo O. If they get Jangmo O, I'm going to be very upset. So that's pretty much my opinion of the show. I will watch this, like I said. I will review it. But if I'm not seeing anything that I'm liking in regards to the series, I may stop. And at that particular point, I would only go back if someone told me in one of my comment videos that, hey, did you know that Ash is getting a Jangmo OO? And then I would jump in. But the only way that I'm going to be happy with this series is if there are battles. I'm not expecting gym battles. I'm not expecting a league, but I'm expecting a lot of battle tournaments. And maybe at the very end of this journey, we can get this huge tournament of sorts that's very similar to like the Kalos League, the Sinnoh League, and leagues like that, where potentially the winner gets to graduate and become some sort of champion of some sort and gets to graduate. If that's the case, if that's what they're planning on, I will be happy. If this is just going to be filler after filler after filler with technically nothing to strive for, and it's just episode after episode, I'm probably going to get sick and tired of it. What I don't want to have happen is Ash get the least amount of Pokemon, and somehow it evolves. What I don't want is kind of what they did with like Pokemon Conquest, I believe, where certain characters would have only one Pokemon, basically. That's what I don't want. I don't want Ash with just Pikachu and Rowlet, and whether Rowlet evolves all the way. I want Ash with a full team. Okay? I want Ash with at least a full team. I don't care if he doesn't get a full team, or I don't care if he doesn't get the same amount as he got in Unova or Kanto region. As long as he gets a full team, plus maybe one extra, I would be perfectly okay with that. As long as that's something that happens, and as long as they get to battle and stuff. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, Young Goose is also on the poster, so that's another Pokemon that was on the poster. So as long as Ash gets a full team, I will be happy. As long as they potentially fully evolve, I'll be happy. What I don't want is the most minimal basic storyline to be told because Game Freak decided to take out gyms. I want effort to be put into this series. You may not be able to have access to gyms or whatever, but I want something interesting. And if I were to ever create a fan fiction of this, I would definitely focus around the Island Trial Challenge. So I'm hoping that's where it's gearing to. I want there to be a story. I want there to be something important here. I want something very similar to gyms. I don't care if Ash gets trinkets or not. I don't really care about that, but as long as he gets to battle Pokemon consistently, not in every episode, of course, but consistently enough that I'm happy that it's very similar to other generations, I will be happy with this particular series if I'm not completely happy with the direction they went. Then again, I'm not entirely sure where they were going for. Like I said, I have to give at least some leeway here to the writers and producers of this show. I realize Game Freak probably said, "Screw you!" Basically, do whatever you want by not giving them a pure direction to follow. But I will be extremely unhappy if there isn't some sort of substance in regards to Sun and Moon anime. And what I don't want is Ash not to have a full team. So I think that's all I'm going to say in regards to the anime. I don't, like I said earlier, I don't know what, if I did say this, I don't know if there's going to be any other Pokemon XY or Sun and Moon anime. I still have to do my reviews for the X, Y, and Z Team Flare arc, which was amazing. And of course, I have to talk about certain episodes, titles that were revealed. One I'm not entirely happy about. But of course, that's all I will have to say right now. So I think after this, I would expect my Team Flare conclusion episode reviews. And I think that's all that we can cover until the next episode of X, Y, and Z, or the next trailer for Sun and Moon, or information, maybe even a title for Sun and Moon. So anyway, thank you for watching. I'm Dustin Benzel, and I will see you in my next video. Goodbye.